Hello, everyone, and welcome to Activate Your Abundance. I'm your host, Shefali Burns. Thank you so much for being with us today. Today, our special guest is Kimberley Lovell. She's talking to us from the UK, and we are going to be talking about love, money, magic, and miracles, how to live your dreams and manifest all that your hearts desire. So, welcome to the show, Kimberley.
Welcome, and thank you. It's great to be here again.
It's great to have you with us, and I'm really excited because we're going to be talking about theta and downloads, and we're going to be talking about how to manifest rapidly using theta, how to transform your limiting beliefs with grace and ease using theta, and consciously attract all your heart's dreams and desires, and identify and transform your unconscious blocks to manifesting. Because a lot of us have blocks when it comes to manifesting. You know, there are so many things that we'd like to do and have and be, and it's just not happening for us. So I'm really excited to talk about that. So before we begin, Kimberly, can you just tell us a little bit about your story and how you got to be working with Theta and doing what you do, helping people to transform their limiting beliefs when it comes to manifesting their dreams?
Sure, I'd love to. Okay, so this is a once upon a time story, and it was a long time ago. So when I was about 20, I had an uncle that had suicided, and I'd always been interested in anything that couldn't be explained. I was always interested in the spirit world, but it wasn't until that experience that I consciously began searching and looking at spirituality, and I ended up in a spiritualist church. I very quickly discovered that I was a medium, a healer, and an empath. Then lots of things fell into place, all my oversensitivity and all of that stuff, because I was forever picking up other people's feelings, and I kind of would pick up these ideas and think, I must be crazy, right? So I'm sure there's some people listening that can relate to that.
Absolutely.
But I actually went on to train, I went on to train and to kind of hone my mediumistic skills. I ended up working in the spiritualist church for many years. But I actually trained in psychotherapy, in counseling, hypnotherapy, coaching, energy psychology. I was on a quest, and I was always looking for a healing modality that would be the quickest way of working. Because people would come to me for readings and for guidance, and Spirit would be always telling me, well, here's how they created this situation. Now, for some people, they didn't really want to hear that. They just kind of wanted to have someone to fix it all for them. But it was really that, Spirit were always there to kind of have me to empower people and to give them tools that they could use so that they could transform their lives. So they weren't actually dependent on a third party. So that kind of is really what my work was all about. It was about empowering people and teaching them skills that they could use themselves. And that kind of really developed. And so I ended up really coming full circle, actually, with Theta. So I've been aware of it for a little while. But, when I came to decide, actually Theta is the quickest tool that I have come to work with. And, I worked, as I said, with several different healing modalities, but it's really, for me, like coming back to my roots. Theta's fantastic because it's actually a tool that is a really rapid personal and spiritual development tool. So it will help you to connect with your higher self, with your spirit guides, to help you to connect with God, to be able to heal your body, to be able to clear the limiting beliefs. There is so much that you can do working with the Theta Healing. And it's all very rapid. So for me, as I say, it's like coming back to my roots, because I'm working with my intuition, I'm working with spirit, I'm working with the unconscious mind, which has always been a big passion of mine, because it's the unconscious mind that trips us up. You were talking about abundance and manifesting, and so we've all heard about The Secret and the law of attraction. Where it all kind of comes a bit untangled, or gets all tangled up rather, is because our unconscious mind has got these old limiting beliefs that don't serve us. So they were set up to protect us at some point. So a lot of our beliefs are from childhood, but we also have beliefs that we carry in our unconscious mind that are from past lives, are from ancestors, that are handed down through the generations. We have beliefs on a soul level. We've got the collective unconscious. Not every thought that you have is yours. Okay, so just to let you know that, you might want to just question whose thought it is. And I can feel myself talking really fast. It's like we've got a lot to share with you this evening. So I really want to give you for those of you who haven't heard about Theta, just a little basic kind of understanding of how it works, and then I really want to get into giving you some Theta Healing downloads and empowering you, and we're going to open up the call. So, and Shefali, do kind of step in if I'm not clear with something?
No, you're doing great. I was just going to mention too that, yeah, we are going to be taking some questions from the, if you have questions that if you're listening on the webcast, you can submit questions on the Q&A, which somebody already has. So Jane, we will get to your question shortly. And if you're on Instatel Seminar, you can hit *2 to raise your hand, which we already have someone with their hand raised. So that's fantastic. So we are going to be taking questions.
I love it.
Absolutely, because I just want to confirm with you quickly. So, like, let's say we're talking with Jane or Allison, right? And they have something that you can help with. So that release or download, it's going to help everybody that's listening now or later, right?
Yeah, we'll make sure that we pick somebody, hopefully we'll get with a few people, but we'll pick some people that are also going to represent for the collective. So everybody that's listening, everybody that's with us live, and everybody that's listening to the replay in whatever form, you'll be able to receive the energy downloads. Time is man-made, so there's no time or space. This is pure energy that we're working with, and so you're allowed to receive these energy downloads wherever you are, whenever you're listening.
Perfect. So you're going to talk to us a little bit about Theta, right, now?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So I guess, basically, just to explain a little bit more about the unconscious mind. Some of you might have heard this before, but I would think it's, to revisit, because it's so amazing, really. Our unconscious mind is, if you like, it's an iceberg. So imagine the tip of the iceberg, that's the bit that juts out of the water. That is 5% of the iceberg, and that is our conscious mind, okay? And usually that's where we've got all of these wonderful desires and things going on and things that we want to be doing and have. The unconscious mind is all of the iceberg that's below the water, and that's 95%. Now that is huge. Yeah, so if you think about it, most of the time we are operating with our conscious mind, okay? So if you're doing affirmations, if you're doing lots of visualizing, that's great. And also need to look at the unconscious mind, because we can be saying all the positive things and kind of thinking these positive thoughts and visualizing it and affirming it, and nothing's happening. And I know that many of you get frustrated with that experience. So it's really important to know that we have this conscious mind, but we have the unconscious mind. It's actually the unconscious mind that is the more powerful. Unconscious mind does all of our thinking, all of our kind of automatic stuff for us. It does our breathing, regulates our body temperature, it grows our fingernails and our hair without us having to think about it. So it's amazing. But it also records all of our experiences. And the unconscious mind itself is also vast. Okay, so it can include your personal unconscious, it can include the collective unconscious. There are lots of layers, if you like. Maybe that's a good way to describe it. So again, how deep are you willing to go? Because you don't have to go all the way out there. All you have to do is be with yourself and accept yourself and kind of dig deep into your heart and into your soul and into that unconscious mind. All of the answers are there. That's how you access your superconscious and your connection with God and with spirit and with your ancestors. All of that is available to you. Okay, so it's an amazing journey and a process of discovery. And I love working with the unconscious mind, because people are always so shocked at the beliefs that they're holding. So I want to point you, I'm just going to point you, not for you to necessarily go off and do this now, but I'm going to point you to my website, and I will be giving the link out again later, but it's www.kimberleylovell.com, and I actually have a video that shows you how to muscle test. And I also have a report that actually goes through quite a number of beliefs that you can actually muscle test those beliefs and you can see for yourself. So that's quite a fun thing to do. Okay, so we talked about the conscious and the unconscious. So Theta, how that works is it's a process of, for the practitioner, intuition, connecting with source, universal energy, God, however you want to think of that. It's not about religion, it's about spirituality. Okay, so we're all spiritual beings, we're all connected to everything that is. All right? So we're working with that universal energy. Okay, we're working with this wonderful force for good. Yeah? And it's just abundant. And that abundance is available to us. It's our birthright. So what happens is that we get disconnected from source and from who we truly are. We forget, if you like. So part of this process of healing is actually that becoming whole and remembering all of who we are and who we truly are, because we're not the physical body, we're not our thoughts, we're not our feelings, we're more than all of that. So as a practitioner, somebody comes to me with a problem or a challenge, something that they'd like to manifest, and I will go in and I will look at the beliefs that are blocking them, the beliefs that are creating their current reality and the beliefs that are stopping them from creating whatever it is they want to manifest. So I'm lucky because I'm clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant. I actually mostly hear the beliefs and then I have images and so forth. So I read that energy, I communicate with the unconscious mind and with source, and then I usually ask somebody to muscle test so they can see for themselves that belief is true, that they're holding that in their unconscious. That's kind of amazing. And then what's even more amazing is that we very rapidly clear the belief. So sometimes it can clear in 20 seconds. Sometimes we need to do a little bit more work on it. It kind of depends. Sometimes we need to know a little bit more information and have that become conscious for the person. So, yeah, it's really, when we're working as a group today, I'm going to be doing downloads. So they're going to be general, but they are going to be downloads that I'm given that are going to be appropriate for everybody who's listening. So obviously there's a difference between the group experience where I'm doing the downloads and a one-to-one session where I'm actually looking at your personal beliefs and we're working on your personal issues and we'll do some clearing and transforming beliefs as well as the downloads. So the downloads are a part of it. Hopefully we'll have some lovely people to work with, so you'll see a little bit of the belief work as well. And as I say, it is the quickest tool that I have found to really help people shift, and on a permanent basis. So often, with healing modalities, we clear one thing, and we can leave, an aspect of that unresolved, and then it shows up somewhere else. So we can, we can also do that with Theta, so we need to be thorough. We're always looking for the bottom belief and the most significant energy, because here's the thing, you might have 100 beliefs, you've got lots more than that, but let's say you've got 100 beliefs. And then maybe all negative beliefs, okay, so we pull maybe 6 beliefs, we might end up with 50 being pulled out. It's a bit like playing 10-pin bowling, you go for the kind of the middle pin, so we're going for the core belief, and once we get that core belief, a lot of the other ones come down as well. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And it's funny, I haven't really had a Theta Healing session with anybody.
Oh my gosh!
I know. I mean, I've done the first course, right? So I did the first basic DNA course, right? But that was it. So it's like, obviously there's still some stuff in here that needs to be cleared and released, I think. So that's
you and I have to talk, girl.
I know. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So this is fascinating, and it can be really simple, right? It can be really quick.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, years ago as a psychotherapist, I did a lot of, I worked with a lot of people with really heavy issues. I worked a lot with sexual abuse and domestic violence, a lot with addiction. I worked in treatment centres, in prison, probation. So I worked with really heavy stuff. And, I was working within agencies, so I had to work within their limitations. I wasn't allowed to do EFT. I wasn't allowed to do hypnotherapy, which was quicker than the talk therapy. Sometimes I was able to kind of like weave a little bit of stuff in. But, the thing is, I might have spent 6 months working with somebody when I was counselling them, doing psychotherapy. When I was doing hypnotherapy, that might have been 4 sessions, 6 sessions, same with EFT. Mm-hmm. With Theta, it could be 2 sessions. You can't give a guarantee because everybody's different. Yeah, and you can have people present with the same issue and they've got different backgrounds. So I don't want you to kind of think I'm saying, right, okay, here we are, this is amazing magic, one fix for everybody. I'm not saying that. But it is rapid, it is amazing. People are just blown away by what shifts, you know, and the results that they get. You know, I've had people manifesting. I think I've got somebody on my website, a lady called Curry. She did one session with me working on abundance. She manifested something like $15,000 within a month. So, you know, that's a pretty good result.
Absolutely. I mean, it may not happen for everybody, so don't get excited there, but you never know.
Yeah, these aren't, you know, not every day, but, you know, I've myself cleared beliefs that have, you know, resulted in £5,000 coming in the next day after I cleared the belief. It was definitely related because I had £5,000 go out. Thought, how did I do that? Cleared the belief, the next day, 5,000 come in. I'm like, whoa, this is amazing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, truly it's priceless and it's very rapid and it is kind of like, on some level, it's quite unbelievable. But here's the thing, our reality is a little bit unbelievable because our minds have been trained to think logically and rationally, and that's our conscious mind. Yeah? And the magic is that, you know, life is magical. There's full of miracles that are happening, you know, on a daily basis, every minute of the day. But if we're not available and not aware enough to receive them or to witness them, we don't get to experience them. Yeah, if you think that that is not possible for you, then it won't be. Yeah, if you don't believe in magic, you won't experience magic. If you don't believe in miracles, you won't experience miracles. Yeah, you are the creator of your reality, and we're all doing this constantly. So, you know, I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not here to say like I'm the world's expert or anything like that. You know, we're all on a journey and we're all learning. But I had an amazing time working with Theta. It's just incredible. And you know, we were talking the other day, Shefali, about the energies at the moment. And there are a lot of people who've been struggling. And I feel like the energy is really speeding up at the moment. And there's a big kind of influx of energy and everything's happening at once. And it's sometimes challenging to keep up with it all. You know, and it's kind of like, it's funny because it's like, oh, I've wanted all these things to happen and then now they're all happening and I'm trying to manage it all.
You know? Absolutely. I'm going through the same thing.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, I'm going through the exact same thing. I have so many projects that are just starting. They're, you know, some are just coming up, some are starting, and it's like, I need more time. You know?
Yeah. But what if you didn't, right? What if it could just all magically flow effortlessly? That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a great download. Something to do with that.
We'll get into the downloads. So basically, what I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you Theta Healing meditation to teach you how to go into Theta, how to connect with all that is. I'm going to do some downloads of beliefs. But I think what we'll do, I'm just kind of making sure I'm aware of the time. So how about these wonderful people that have called in and put their hands up? How about if we open up the lines and take some questions? So what would be great, because we've got limited time on the call today, would be, you know, not, what we want is kind of like a brief synopsis. I don't need lots of story because I'm quite intuitive. But really what I want is somebody that's going to be, I tell you what, I'm just being told, Shefali, for you to pick someone. So you can choose, and it'll be the perfect person that's going to represent something for all of us.
All right, absolutely.
So we're just kind of be mindful of keeping it brief in terms of timings, but we'll definitely get some beliefs cleared and show you how that works.
All right, so we're going to go to Allison, area code 614.
Hello.
Hi, Allison.
Hello.
Hi, my name is actually Ashley. Allison is my mom.
Oh. All right, hi, Ashley.
Oh, that is so funny.
Hi. I am so grateful you took my call.
Do you know what? I know straight away there's one thing that you're holding just because of what you've said. So why don't you go ahead and just tell us, like, the nutshell story. What is going on for you that you would like to transform?
Okay. Well, now that you just said that, I think it might actually have to do with what I was going to say. I have felt this battle with working to support myself. I'm realizing actually just recently that I've never believed it's my job to provide for myself. And I have a full-time day job. I just don't like it. I'd rather not provide for myself. I thought that I'd enter adulthood and get married and be provided for, and it's just it's just constant. It's kind of like a daily, like, ugh. And I feel like it's holding me back because all this energy is going towards thinking, do I have to keep working? Can I start my own business? Would that be successful? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that sounds like a lot of hard work and a lot of misplaced energy. All right, so first of all, do you know how to muscle test?
A little bit with my fingers, loops.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't really matter. Okay. But it will be great if you can. Just kind of more proof for you and for everybody listening as well. So you can just take. I'll tell you how you do it. You can take 2 hands, thumb and forefinger, put them together in interlocking circles. If you muddle by this later, go ahead and look at the video. There's different ways to muscle test, but this is a good way. So 2 interlocking circles, and if you, your unconscious mind, if it's a true response, when you pull those fingers, they won't come apart, they'll hold. So this is based on kinesiology, all right? So if you say yes, 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 and then pull, hopefully those fingers will lock, and they'll stay together. Yeah? So just check that and say, my name is Ashley, and pull.
My name is Ashley.
And my name's Fred.
My name is Fred. Oh, came apart.
Fantastic, yay, well there you go. So you can muscle test. Wonderful. So now I want you to test for me. I'm holding my mother's energy.
I'm holding my mother's energy. Whoa, that's a yes.
Sure. And that's why we've got your mother's name instead of your name, right? So here's the thing, is our unconscious beliefs create our reality, and it's always showing up in my life, okay? So if people ask, well, how do I know if I've got limiting beliefs? Well, if your life's absolutely amazing, wonderful, and it couldn't get any better, then maybe you're fine. But for most of us, there's something that can be improved, yeah? There's something that we're still learning, that's why we're here on Earth. So give my voice for a second as well. I've got a tiny bit of a cough that's left, and I'm kind of just aware of it when I'm talking sometimes. Okay, so would it be okay if we were to clear your mother's energy from you, first of all?
Yes.
And how are you feeling about that? Is there a sadness coming up?
Yes.
Because I can feel a reluctance and a hesitation, and then it's like, so the reason that you're holding on to your mother's energy is partly to do with what you're saying about feeling dependent, okay? So can we, before we take that energy away, because I can feel that actually there's something there that you need, so can we download for you, in fact, before I do that, test for me, I have my mother's love?
Yes.
So, and test, I know what a mother's love feels like?
Yes.
I know what it feels like to support myself?
Yes.
I can support myself on all levels?
Yes.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's where the unconscious mind gets tricky. If we change the wording slightly, we might get a different response, because the unconscious mind, you can test I'm holding on to poverty, and it will say no. You can test I'm holding poverty on the ancestral level, and it will say yes. And you think, well, why didn't it say yes just now? But we have to be specific. So not for everyone. Some people will test, you know, generally, but sometimes we have to get into specifics and change the wording. So what I'm sensing here is that you're a complex person, and that's great, because I'm complex too, and I like complex people. So, like, we're all complex, we're amazing. The unconscious mind is just like a big labyrinth. But what I'm sensing here is, like, sometimes as well, this is a really good illustration, so I'm really glad that you raised your hand and we're getting to work together. So sometimes we can have dual beliefs. A part of us believes that we can support ourselves, and another part of us believes that we can't. Okay? So can you test for me, I can support myself, no?
I can support myself, no.
And is that a yes?
It was a weak yes.
Yeah. Okay. So everywhere that you feel that you can't support yourself, okay, and that you're dependent on other people, that you need other people to support you and to look after you. Okay? Because I don't want to get all into your story. I could ask you some questions, and I kind of feel like there's some energy there as well about your birth and how you were born and so forth that I'm picking up here. But let's just give you that you already know what it feels like to know that you are supported, and that you're loved by the universe, that you can do what you love. Again, this is going to be for everybody. That it's safe for you to follow your dreams. It's safe for you to follow your intuition, and it's safe for you to follow your heart. That you already know how to listen to your heart. That you can follow it and you can be supported. That the universe will support you. That you can do what you love. That you can be inspired. And here's the important bit: the money will come. Okay? Can we teach you that the money is already here? Would that be good? That you can do, you don't have to kind of like start off from somewhere and build up, because I can feel that. It's like, oh, if I give up my job, then I'm going to start here, and then it will take a while before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So, you know, that is our rational mind, okay? So, you know, we have to take responsibility. We have to do certain things, because we'll get inspired. Once we make that decision and that commitment to follow our passion or our dream or follow that inspiration, because that is a nudge from our soul. So often many people are unfulfilled because they're not living their purpose. They're not living their true passion. Yeah, so they get stuck in jobs, or they get stuck in relationships, all kinds of situations that don't bring them joy. And we're not here to be miserable. We're not here to suffer, people, okay? So, you know, look at what is it that you truly want, okay? So if you knew that you were supported, that it was safe for you to let go of your mother's energy, and that letting go of that energy wouldn't mean that you're not connected. You can still be connected. You could just be connected from your heart and with love, rather than being dependent on. Because here's the thing, we can have lots of other people's energy in our energy field. Okay, and there might be people who are living, there might be people who've gone to spirit, there may be partners, there may be children, there may be family members. You know, there may be other people that are getting on your nerves and you've got some drama with at the moment. They can be there too. So we just want for you to be in your energy. So you've got a lovely clean energy. Yeah? So can we clear whatever that sadness was? I'm just going to ask Creator to clear that sadness from your energy. Yeah. And to teach you that it's safe for you to let go and still be connected to your mother. Still have that loving connection. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just going to clear that now. Because whenever I do anything that's not okay with you, I'll always ask you before I do it. I'll always ask you before I give you a download if you want to accept it. So if you're listening as well and I'm doing downloads, if you want some, just say yes. And you'll get the download as well for you to apply to your life. Okay. So we're going to clear your mother's energy. And just send that into the light. And what that does is it sets you free and it sets her free. So it means that, you know, your relationship can be different and you can just have a pure love connection, all right? Often we get into relationships and we start depending on people and kind of like pulling their energy on an unconscious level. We don't realize we're doing it, or other people are pulling ours. We are both, we're here with 2 feet, yeah? And we can stand on both of them on our own 2 feet. So we can support ourselves and the universe is supporting us. If we feel that we haven't got, often if we feel we haven't got a parent's love or we haven't got support around us, what that will do is it will have us believe that we're not supported. And also the reverse is true. If we believe that we're not supported, then we won't be. Yeah, we're actually creating that reality. So let's download for you that you already know how to support yourself, how to allow others to support you without having to depend upon them. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Good. So I'm just watching those downloads go in. Sometimes when you get receiving the downloads, you'll feel energy. Sometimes you'll see color. Sometimes you'll get, you know, some kind of experience. Everybody's different. And it's fine if you don't get anything, that's fine too. The energy will go where it needs to go and do what it needs to do. Okay, so I'm also feeling with you, Ashley, something around your throat chakra that you find it difficult sometimes to express yourself and ask for what you want. Does that make sense to you?
It does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like we want to align all of your energy so that it's possible for you to do what you want, to ask for what you want, here's the thing, lots of people have this. I'm just getting this little download now. So did you ever hear that if you ask, you don't get?
Yeah,
Did you
I
get that
believe
one?
that.
Right, okay. Can we clear that belief?
Yes.
I got taught that as a child, all right? And I'm sure that lots of people did. I'm sure that our parents got taught it too, right? They just handed it down. So yeah, every one of us is believing that if you don't ask, you don't get. We're going to clear that one, all right? And the other one is, so if you don't ask, you don't get. And if you do ask, you don't get. Because you're not supposed to ask, you're supposed to let it come to you.
Yep.
Did you hear that one as well?
Yes.
Yeah, so you got both. I got both. It's really cool, that is, because it kind of leaves you nowhere. So let's just clear that belief that if you ask, you don't get. And let's just ask that Creator can just take that energy into the light, can shift it on all 4 levels, okay? So we're also clearing not only for ourselves, but also clearing for our ancestors and for our family and our loved ones that have grown up with that belief, that are connected to us, okay? So sometimes things get passed down, passed down ancestrally or in the genes even, and we can clear it in the genes, we can change genes with Theta. This time we're clearing it on all 4 levels, and we're clearing that belief. If I don't ask, I don't get. We're also going to clear the belief, if I ask, I don't get. All right, because what that means is you're not able to receive, okay? So as those beliefs are cleared, we're also going to download for you and also for everybody listening that you already know how to allow yourself to receive, that it's safe to receive, and that you deserve to receive, that you're worthy of receiving.
Yes.
And that you can receive all that you want and more. Because often we just have a little picture, right? And Source has got a much bigger vision and purpose for us. And often we ask for a little thing and we just get this huge thing and we're like, wow. So just open up to that possibility. Yeah. Okay, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling relieved.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, so can you just muscle test that belief? If I ask, I don't get.
If I ask, I don't get. That's a no.
Great, it's gone. And then test the other one. If I ask, I receive.
If I ask, I receive. That's a yes.
Yay! So see how simple it is to change a belief? And everything is energy. Everything is held in our energy field, or some people refer to it as the aura. It can be held in the morphogenetic field around us, and that's where we get a lot of the ancestral issues held. It can be held in our organs, okay, because the body holds memory, it holds emotion. So it's held in our cellular memory. And, it is amazing. So I hope that's giving you a little taste, Ashley, and you've got a couple of beliefs cleared there. We're going to thank you very much for raising your hand. And we'll see, is there somebody else there, Shefali?
Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, we have some questions on the Q&A. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Okay. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
Ciao.
You're welcome. Let's have some questions then.
Okay, okay, hold on. So questions on the Q&A we have from Jane. And she says, I'm facing a huge block about my expression and realization in life. I have no clear vision in what direction to go. Please help me to move forward. Any insights would be helpful, with love and gratitude.
Okay, so here's the thing. When we feel that we don't have direction, there could be a number of things going on. Okay, it could be that we do really know where we need to go or where we should be going. When I'm saying should, there's no like you have to. We've always got free will. But if you feel that something is your purpose, and then you kind of really do know. So many people come to me and they say, "What's my purpose?" I'm like, "Hang on, you know your purpose. You're a healer. You've been doing this for a little while, right?" Excuse me. Hang on a sec. Second cough. Right.
Okay.
So often what happens is that people feel that they're not proceeding or they're not making progress how they think it should be. And so what they do is they kind of get confused. So they think, oh, maybe I'm on the wrong path. Okay. So here's the thing. If your vision is clouded, maybe there's a block there, okay? Lots of people have blocks, particularly healers, therapists, coaches, people who are spiritual, because in past lives we've all been through situations where we've been persecuted or ridiculed or shamed or hung or drowned or all of those type of things, okay? Not pleasant, but we survived, right? Got to be here again. So, the thing is, often though, those beliefs will come up on the unconscious level, and it's like we feel we can't move forward, and so the unconscious mind creates a resistance, and it keeps you from knowing your purpose because it's trying to keep you safe. So can you just muscle test for me? Did you get that muscle testing little mini tutorial we did?
I'm assuming yes. She can't answer us.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm going to assume yes. I'll answer her. Yes.
Okay. So then what we'll do is we'll just download. I want you to, first of all, I want you to muscle test. Have we still got her on the line? Oh no, she's on the questions, isn't she?
Yeah, she's on the questions.
I'm losing my mind. Okay. So she's on the questions. So we'll assume yes, because that's what I'm feeling. Okay. So just muscle test for yourself that I'm blocking my path. I'm going to say I'll get muscle test. And I'm getting a yes on that. Like I wouldn't have been given it anyway if it wasn't right. So and you can test that for yourself. So everybody who's listening, just test. I'm blocking my path. I'm getting in my own way. I'm holding myself back. Something like that. And this is because our unconscious is always trying to keep us safe. Okay, because we fear the unknown, and we are resistant to change. Yeah, and our unconscious mind is a little bit like a computer, and it's constantly kind of going off to retrieve something similar to every situation we encounter. So it's kind of often we're not truly present. We're just kind of acting on this automatic thing. And we're like, okay, what's this about? Oh yeah, I know this. This is what this is. Yeah, rather than actually being open and receiving whatever's coming in that moment that's completely new. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask that for all of us, that Creator will teach us. Yeah, first of all, it's like I want to download for you that you already know how to see yourself from God's perspective. That you already know how to see yourself as you truly are in all your magnificence. I was being told earlier on that we're not our body, that our soul is shining no matter what's going on the physical level or how our physical reality shows up. It's a bit like when it's cloudy and the sun's hiding, we know if we go up in the airplane that the sun is always there. And that's the trouble that most of us have, is that we look with our physical eyes and we look at our reality and it's not matching up with our expectations or whatever it is we're trying to manifest, and we can't hold that faith. We give up, we lose faith, we think, oh, I'm doing something wrong, or it's not happening, or whatever. Sometimes it's about divine timing. Sometimes, there are all sorts of things going into play. Like when we make a decision to do something, to move in a certain direction, the universe starts working with us and starts bringing people to us and sort of like matching up our energies and our vibration. So sometimes, that's it doesn't happen instantly. And I think often we're impatient. So if you're feeling frustrated because things aren't manifesting, you might want to just look at that. Okay, so I'm just going to ask Creator also to download for you that you already know your purpose, because you already know what your gifts are. You already know what your passions are. And your purpose, really, in being here is to love, because love is what you are, right? And that's what you're here to give and to share. And you're also here to share your gifts. And you already know what your gifts are. You already know what you love to do and what you're amazing at. You already know what really lights you up and gets you really passionate, and what you really love to do, what you enjoy. And that is what you need to find, to be able to express that as much as you can. It's like if you've got a day job, 9 till 5, and you're doing something that you hate doing, that's a lot of time to be spending, and it drags your energy down, yeah? And so it's okay, if you've got a job you love, that's fine, that's great. So think about what you truly love doing, and I'm also going to download, because here's the thing, is that often we feel that we can't, we've talked about receiving, right, and how we can block ourselves receiving, so often we feel like we can't have everything we want. So sometimes there are vows there. There's vows to suffer. There's vows to sacrifice. There's vows of poverty. So shall we clear those?
Yes, 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 absolutely.
Okay, so any oaths, vows, promises, agreements, commitments, would you like to just send those to the light? I'm just going to ask Creator to take all of those oaths, vows, promises, agreements, commitments, any contracts that you have. Often we make soul contracts with people. You know, we come here and we decide we want to learn certain things or expand our knowledge in a certain area, and we have these contracts. Oh, I need to learn about forgiveness and love, and so sometimes we attract what we perceive in this reality as that really negative situation so that we can learn that lesson. So as I ask that all those oaths and vows, contracts, agreements, commitments are cleared and sent to the light, I'm also asking that you already have all the lessons and the blessings and the gifts. Because here's the thing, if we don't have the lessons, blessings and gifts, then we need to recreate it so that we can get the learning. Nothing is by coincidence, so there's always a purpose to everything, okay? So the situation is that we're learning and we're growing and we're learning from everything that we experience, and that we can develop the positives, a little bit like photography, one of my biggest passions. So it's like we can see that experience from a different perspective, and we can develop that negative into a positive, so we get a great picture. Yeah? So let's stand there that we already have all the lessons, blessings, and gifts from these experiences that we already learned or that we need to learn, and that we know how to live our daily lives without suffering, without struggling, without hard work, without having to be poor. We already know that we're rich, that we're abundant, and it's safe for us to be abundant. It's safe for us to live our purpose. It's safe for us to have ease and grace. And we can still have results that we're allowed to receive more than we ever dreamt possible. So I can see this energy flying into some little souls, and then I can see some resistance. So I'm just asking Creator to clear that resistance and to show you in some way your future, future you, living the life of your dreams. So everything that you dream of already manifested. Again, coming back to the manifesting and how we can manifest using Theta because our unconscious mind and our conscious mind are connected. Okay? But we want to be careful what we're asking for because this is really powerful. So really, do you want what you say you want? Because sometimes people want, you know, the fancy car or the bigger house or the whatever relationship, you know, and then actually that's not really what they want. So it's not really about things as such, although they can be a part of it. It's not that we can't have material things, we can. Right? We're in a material world and that's fine. But it's like, what is it that is going to give you? So if you say that you want this bigger house, what is that going to give you? What's it going to make you feel like? And it's that feeling that when you're manifesting and you go up to Theta, which I'm going to very quickly teach you, when you go into Theta and you connect with the Creator of all that is, and you connect with your God or with Source, however you want to see that energy, you're asking for certain things to be in your life, but you're also asking to feel, because you're asking to feel a certain way, you're asking for something to shift. So often it's not the bigger house that we want, but it might be that we want more security, so we want to feel secure. Sometimes we think that a relationship is going to make us feel secure, or, you know, the bigger house, or more money, or whatever it is. But truly, that all comes from within. So here's the thing. We need to be in alignment to manifest. Okay, so our vibration has to be raised. It has to be an energetic match. So if we're feeling and we're holding on to grief, sadness, shame, guilt, blame, anger, resentment, judgments, any of that stuff, or any of these vows, or any of these beliefs that you can't have it, that might be yours from past life, ancestral, DNA, all of that stuff, that will block it. Okay, so what we do with Theta is we do the belief work, we clear those beliefs, okay, then we do the manifesting, and then we see what happens. And if it's not manifesting as quickly as we'd like, you might have a look and think, okay, is there another block there? So as soon as you start asking for things, also all the blocks will come up for you. So you can see your blocks that way as well. Every time you're kind of moving forward and in life, in some area, you maybe more manifest a block. Yeah. So okay. So I'm being told that I need to teach you the Theta Healing meditation so I can have you all connect. So just make yourself comfortable. You can be sitting or lying down any way that you like. Just allow your eyes to close and take in a deep breath. Just focus your attention on your heart and take your energy down through your legs, out through the bottom of your feet, and deep, deep, deep down into Mother Earth. Mother Earth is a part of all that is, so just allow that wonderful, nurturing, supportive, loving energy to come up through your body, come up to your legs, into your hips and your stomach, and as that energy comes out through your body, opening up all of your energy centers or chakras, bringing that energy up to the top of your head, to your crown chakra, and just imagine a beautiful ball of light. And you can go into that ball of light. And you can go up into the universe, through the universe, up, 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 and through the Milky Way, up, up, and up, going through the bright lights and the dark lights, and more bright lights and more dark lights, going higher and higher. And you might see the beautiful pink light of the laws of compassion. Just allow that energy to envelop you and to push you, to guide you to the seventh plane. You're going to connect with God. You're going to connect with all that is, everything that is. And it feels like a beautiful space, a beautiful place just to be. So just allow yourself to be here now, in the seventh plane, connected with everything that is. And here in this place, you can be in the theta brainwave. Everything is slowed down and everything just is. You can allow yourself to witness or experience all that you experience. So just allowing yourself to connect with your source and with your soul. Just breathe in the love that you are. Allow your heart to open. Opening to your soul's desires. To all of those wonderful dreams that you have. For each of you are here for a purpose, so just allow that purpose to show up for you now. In some way. Maybe knowing, maybe images or words, maybe a feeling. So just trust your experience. I want you to imagine that there's this beautiful cooking pot. And just imagine that you're creating the most delicious recipe. And this is a recipe for your life. So all of the ingredients and everything that you want to manifest and that you want to show up in your life are going into this cooking pot. You might have a mixing bowl. I don't know, but you've got that there. You're playing with a recipe for your life. And this is your dream life, where everything that you desire is manifest. You can pop all of those ingredients, all of those little ideas and dreams, all the things that you want. Maybe you're looking for your ideal partner. Your most compatible soulmate is what you really want, okay? Maybe you're looking to live more of your purpose. Whatever you want, you can put that in there. And then just imagine that you're going to stir that pot. But imagine that there's this wonderful God force, this wonderful universal source energy that's reaching out, that's supporting you, that's helping you to stir that pot or that bowl. Everything is being mixed. until it's perfect. And then just allow yourself to feel into that energy and to imagine yourself living that life, your dream life. All of your heart's desires are manifested. Just notice what that feels like. Notice all the joy. And allow all that joy to move into every cell of your being. Allow that beautiful lightness of spirit and heart to come in. Clearing out any old energies that are no longer serving you, or anything that's blocking this manifestation. Like all of this goodness coming in, and any negative energies, any limiting beliefs, just dissolving, fading away, letting go. Because you know that you can live your dreams. That the universe is supporting you. The universe wants you to be abundant, to be rich, to have a wealth of health and a wealth of friends and love and a wealth of passions that you can feel fulfilled. All of this. It's already here. It's all around you. It's all within you. So feel into this truth. And allow the energy within you to transform and shift. And then taking a nice deep breath. Making your way back down now. Bringing yourself back into waking consciousness. Going back down through the Milky Way, through all of the universes. That love and gratitude for everything that is and everything that will be manifesting in your life. Coming back into your body, into your physical being, wiggling your fingers and toes, opening your eyes and looking around you and finding something that you haven't seen before. Looking around with new eyes. And allowing the gratitude for all that is surrounding you, all that you already have. Knowing that as you give thanks for all that you've already received, that you receive more. Because you get what you focus on. So focusing on the love, focusing on the abundance and the money and the magic and the miracles that are all around you, that are within you. You're a miracle. So as you focus upon that, that's the reality that you create. So how many more miracles are you willing to receive? How much more money and abundance or health? How much more love are you prepared to open up to and receive? All of this is yours. You're a child of God, child of the universe, and you are abundant. Hello, Shefali.
Hello, Kimberly. That was wonderful. I've never done that before.
Cool.
That
I
was
would
really
feel like I don't want
nice.
to come back.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's like, but I have to laugh because part of it, and I'm sure other people that know me are laughing because it says about the cooking pot or the mixing bowl. Me, I don't cook. But I thought it was
I
really.
don't either, love, so don't worry.
I thought it was cool. I really enjoyed that, and what I did as well is, hopefully you can still hear me. I also put in, little sparkles of rainbow energy and gold energy and diamond energy when I was cooking it all together.
Love it, love it. Yeah.
That was fun. I like
What
that.
happens in that process.
Yeah.
Sometimes creator puts all sorts of things in there as well, and you're like, oh, did.
But I felt really good during that whole process. I felt really light and expansive and
Yeah.
yeah, really, really positive and really good. I like that.
Yeah.
That was fun. So I can do that again, and so can you, the people watching and listening, by just watching and listening to this again.
Yes. Yes. And the more you use theta, the more powerful it becomes for you.
Mhm.
So, to give you an example, my partner did the basic training, and then he did the advanced training with me.
Mhm.
On the advanced training, he suddenly started seeing spirit and became clairvoyant.
Oh wow.
And I was like, oh gosh, now I have to have 2 psychics in the house.
Oh, that's cool.
Theta, theta will bring your conscious and your unconscious mind together. It will bring out your spiritual gifts. So, it's a really amazing tool to use, and you can use it to connect with spirit, with God, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones. It is phenomenal. As I said, there are many applications, and I teach those in, all the various trainings that I do.
Mhm.
I also do it one-to-one with clients, so wherever you are in the world, phone or Skype, amazing internet technology that we have these days.
Oh yes, thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have. Sorry, go ahead.
Go on.
I was going to say we do have some more questions from people,
Okay.
but I wanted to go talk about the special offer, and then we'll go back to the questions. And if anybody else has a live question on the phone, you want to raise your hand, it's *2. So we're just going to talk about the special offer, and it's at activateyourabundance.com/Kimberly. So that's activateyourabundance.com/Kimberly. And Kimberly, I think you said you have it up already?
Yeah. Do you want me to kind of go through?
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
Okay, so I've got an amazing deal for you. I must be crazy, but I really feel like I want everybody to be able to have what they need and what they want. All right. So it's Manifesting Abundance, and it's a 30 Days to Shine program. Okay, so it helps you to move beyond your limitations, to unlock your hidden powers, and to create the happiness and the success in all areas of your life. So it's about reprogramming your subconscious beliefs about life, about business, about success, and manifesting your dreams. So this is a training that I ran, a group program, and it was a 4-week training. So in this program, you're going to get 4 hours of training, of teaching how to manifest, using the Theta brainwave, of creating and commanding, creating the life that you want with everything that you desire in that. You can create it how you want to, okay? So for some people it may be health, for some people it may be their relationships, or it may be your soul purpose and the work that you're here to do. It might be to do with your career, that's fine. Any area of your life. We're actually clearing the deep-rooted negative and limiting beliefs. We're going to transform the cellular memory. And I put into this training lots of the oaths and the vows clearing. So there's recordings of all of that. Lack, limitation, struggle, suffering, all sorts of oaths that are in there that can hold us back. Lots of belief work and transformation. I did a DNA activation in that training. So we activate the wealth blueprint. There's how to connect with your higher self and your soul purpose, to develop your intuition, to create more love, joy, and peace in your life. We did specific fears, so we did the fear of failure, the fear of success. Sometimes we have one, or sometimes we have both, which is really interesting. Fear of being visible, fear of being seen. Often as well, if you feel like you're not supported in life, these are some of the fears on the unconscious level, some of the core beliefs that are going on, that you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not deserving. Those are kind of held in alongside these fears of failure or success or being visible. Fear of speaking out, speaking your truth, fear of not being good enough, fear of living your purpose, fear of being rich. There's also 5 hypnotic money meditations in there that are going to install a healthy relationship with money. So I deliberately made them kind of like fairly short, so people are always sort of saying, oh, I don't have time to meditate. They're like 10 minutes, so you can do them in the morning or in the evening, or whenever you like, really. but there's no excuse. You can fit them in easily, and you can listen to them again and again. So they're really transformation. People on this course had amazing results. So, some of them were creating more money, some of them were, creating shifts in their relationship. So, you can have a look through there, but this is, like I said, it's 4 hours of training, energy healing, clearing, MP3 recording, so you can download them straight away. There's also a 30-day healing alchemy workbook, and I also teach the one command process in this training. And spiritual DNA activation. And as I said, you get these 5 hypnotic meditations as well. So what's not to love? I've given you an amazing deal, and let's give you, it was $453, and it's now $97. Or if you're in pounds sterling, it was $297, and it's now $60. So you've got an amazing opportunity there to receive that. And I know that this training will transform your life. As I said, just clearing one belief I know, for me personally, was worth 5,000, and that 5,000 could have been 10,000. I'm talking pounds, but it could have been 10,000 or 20,000 pounds. It was just that, what had gone out the day before, and I caught myself and thought, well, how did I create that? Because sometimes we just kind of think of ourselves as victims, like, oh, poor me, or like, how did that happen? But we're creating all of it, so it's like, okay, where did I create that? What's the belief? And I kind of went in, found it, changed it. It was in about 30 seconds. And the next day I had to laugh because I had my assistant do some of my social media quotes. So she put out a quote that day that I'd given her, which was by Rumi, and it was, don't grieve what you've lost because it will come around in another form. And so I kind of clocked that and noticed that, and I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. And then, the money came in, and I was like, wow, that is amazing. So, anything is possible. These beliefs are really powerful. And that's when the miracles show up, is when we change our beliefs.
Oh, absolutely. That's so true.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just looking through the special offer myself again, and it's like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that even I like, just the bonuses, like you said, the bonuses alone are worth the entire investment in this program, which I think is so true. It's like the 5 hypnotic money meditations, you clear heart vows, you clear negative etheric cords.
Oh yeah, I just want to mention about those etheric cords, okay, because here's something which is really fun. If those of you that are looking to meet your ideal partner or soulmate, I had people on a training recently. I've done this so many times, but I just love seeing people's shocked faces. So often people have energetic connections with past people that they've been in relationship with. So on this training, you're also going to get to clear all the negative etheric cords from past relationships and past lives. Now, I had a lady who did the advanced training with me, and she did the basic training, I think it was a month before. When she came back to the advanced training and we'd cut all these cords and everything, she'd been single for 10 years, and we tested, and she was energetically connected with her ex. We did some clearing and changed some beliefs, did quite a bit of work around this. She came back to do the advanced training a month later, and she'd met a new man. So,
wow.
Imagine that, 10 years single, and then, imagine if she'd changed those beliefs back then. So, that is amazing.
Yeah, that is so cool. And I mean, I know it's because, I've had other healers, theta healers on our shows before, and
sure.
It works, and that's why I became interested. It's like, okay, there must be something here, because there's so many people that are doing this, and it seems to be working, and it seems to be so easy, so it's like, this is really interesting. So, I mean, for me, like I said, I took the basic DNA course. I haven't taken the second one, the advanced one, and today doing that meditation with you. Sorry?
I know you're going to say, like, you're hooked now, you want to continue.
Exactly.
But the other day, somebody invited me to come to Canada and teach, so maybe I'll be coming over, I don't know. So,
that would be great. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Canada, let us know. Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that and get you to come up when it's nice weather. I will never meet anybody when it's cold. It's like, oh my God. But so that would be fantastic. We can do the basic and the advanced,
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yes. Okay, so back to the program.
Okay.
So Jane wrote back in the comments, she said, thank you. Tears are coming out of my eyes. I'm so grateful and feel so full. Thank you.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you,
That's
darling.
wonderful, Jane. I'm so happy for you.
It takes a lot of courage as well for people to come on or to, send in questions and stuff. And it's great because it represents for all of us, everybody's a mirror, we're all connected. So whenever we're coming together in a group, we're always seeing for, everybody in the group. Yeah?
Yeah.
When we see something in somebody else, it's always reflecting something within us. So that's great. Thank you.
So I have 2 questions in the Hangout Q&A. So one of it's from Susan, and Susan is saying, I have been having a long string of similar issues surrounding where I live. This month I moved into a new rental and had to move right back out. I seem to be attracting bad situations and would so greatly appreciate breaking this cycle. Any insights?
Hello, first of all. I chickened out of being on the Google Hangout. Anyway, so the belief that I have jumping up straight of all is I'm homeless. So you might want to check that belief and see if you are homeless. And it sounds crazy, doesn't it? Because it's like, sometimes we think things that we know aren't true. So our conscious mind is going, don't be so stupid. That's not right. But we feel it anyway, Or you might not be thinking it, but you're feeling it. And you think, well, I haven't really got any reason to feel like this. This is really silly. Other times we get really caught up in it and we're not even witnessing it. We're just so absorbed in it. But I'm having that belief I'm homeless. So I'm going to just ask, I'm doing this as a general download for you right now, but here's the thing. If you've got something that's been going on and on and on for you, it's like, when is now a good time to change that and get some support? Theta is amazing. People write to me to book a session and so forth. I work on Skype, I work really quickly. So people send me like an A4 page. Sometimes they've sent me 3. And they're like, we'll see what we can do, in an hour. But it's amazing how quickly we work and these beliefs get cleared, because I always tune in and get some of the beliefs. So as soon as we start working, we don't get into the story. But I'm just going to ask that Creator will clear that belief of I'm homeless and teach you that you already know what it feels like to feel secure, to feel safe, to know that you have a home, that you're allowed to have a home, that you feel worthy and deserving of having a home, and that you can release all of this drama and this pattern. So I'm feeling a shift in the energy there. So let us know what you experience. And again, if you want some more support, then please reach out. I'd love to help you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Susan. And then I have a question from Cassandra, and she's saying, and I can really relate to this one, so maybe other people can too. Cassandra says, I have experienced disappointments with using a pendulum giving answers that did not happen. I feel that it cannot be trusted to give anyone correct answers. Trust is lost, and I now have disappointment with trusting. How do I clear this? Thank you.
Okay. So probably first of all, what I would say is that you probably had issues around trusting beforehand, before you did the pendulum. On an unconscious level, you don't trust your intuition, because all the pendulum is kind of a way of using your intuition. It's kind of like a little feedback thing, really. It works on all the kind of like micro movements in your, in your hand and your fingers and so forth. But yes, you can influence them. Your ego can come in and you can kind of override. So it's good to practice the muscle testing. So for some people, the finger muscle testing is great. For other people, they need to do the body sway, where you stand up and you sway forwards for yes and backwards for no. I've got a video on my website that shows you how to do that. But I really get this thing about trusting coming up big time. And I think this is for a lot of us, that we've had experiences where we've wanted something to happen, we've thought it would happen and it didn't happen, and then we kind of like give up hope. And give up faith, and we stop trusting ourselves and stop trusting our intuition. Okay? So what I'm being given with the download for this is teaching you how to, first of all, we want to clear all the pain, shock, and trauma and unfreeze you from any lifetime where you've not been able to trust your intuition, or you felt that it wasn't safe to trust your intuition. And teach you what it feels like to know that you can trust yourself, that you can trust your intuition, that you can trust the universe. Because this is again about expectations and being disappointed and nothing comes about. And it's kind of like going into a victim energy as well, which is what happens when we get kind of like, you know, we get like a lot of sadness and despair and lose hope, lose faith. It's kind of like, oh. So I just kind of want to shift that energy. So we get asked that we can clear the victim energy. So we can have victim energy that's from our ancestors. If our ancestors are feeling defeated or they were battling or struggling, they can be in a war still. You know, you might muscle test that you're still in a war. If that's the case, you want to clear that belief and teach yourself that the war's over, okay, or the famine's over. We can be in famines or droughts or all sorts of things. You know, it's amazing what stories the unconscious mind holds. So yeah, I'm just going to ask that victim energy be cleared, because when we're in victim, it's like we're kind of giving away our power and our energy, and we're making ourselves powerless. So can we teach you that you are powerful, and that it's safe for you to be powerful, and that you can have that connection with God, with Source, and also with Mother Earth, because it's like the mother and the father energy, and it's important. It's like, you know, often I have people come to me, and it may be to do with their, we can show up in all sorts of ways. It could be health, it could be relationship, it shows up everywhere really. But one of the first things I often will ask people is, have they got their mother's love? Do they know what a mother's love feels like? Do they know what a father's love feels like? You know, and sometimes that's a no. And it's like every child needs to be loved and to feel loved. And if we didn't feel loved and we don't feel safe, it would be really difficult for us growing up as adults to then be able to receive any good things in life. Yeah, so that really blocks us. So, you know, it's important when we're working with that energy, connect with Mother Earth, connect with Seventh Flame, with Creator of all that is, with everything, you know, Source, however you want to say it. Some people aren't comfortable with certain words, that's fine. It's not about religion. Whatever your beliefs are is perfect. So we're connecting with that, you know, creative force. That's the source. And we're a part of that. And so that will help you with the, you know, the mother-father thing. It will help you feel a sense of belonging and a sense of love and a sense of support. So that's all powerful. You know, sometimes we cannot be grounded, you know. Often we're very ungrounded, and sometimes we didn't even want to be here. Sometimes we can have soul fragments or aspects of us that have got lost in like trauma or experiences that were really difficult that we couldn't face. And so part of our energy splits off, and then we have to call back the soul fragment. So, you know, often we'll get kind of like frozen in time, and it's like we're re-experiencing something. We might still be, part of us might still be 6 years old or 3 years old or 25 years old or whatever, you know. So just another example of how we can hold ourselves back. But yeah, so we'll send lots of love to your situation. I'm holding that vision as well. It's like when we buy into the stories that we tell ourselves, we, you know, they just get bigger and bigger. Yeah. So if you've got these beliefs that are coming up, or you've got this reality that keeps happening, great that you recognize, hang on a second, I'm creating it. Look to see what beliefs are clearing it, but really start telling yourself another story. Like, what would it be like if you had this amazing place? Yeah? And maybe, like, you're not used to that. Maybe that would be really different. You know, sometimes it's that blocks us from manifesting, because we don't know what it feels like to have that. We don't know what it feels like to have neighbours that are peaceful, to have maybe a nice landlord or landlady, or to have our own home, or to have that security and that stability. If we've lived with uncertainty or fear, you know, it can be challenging. We can like have something and then it's like we almost don't believe it. It's like too good to be true. And something's going to happen, and so then we create that something that's going to happen, right? So yeah, just be aware of the stories that you're telling yourself and the thoughts that you're thinking and the feelings. Get into that feeling space of feeling amazing, feeling good. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Cassandra. Great question. And so, Kimberly, I have a comment back from Susan, and she says, "Thank you so much, Kimberly. That is perfect. I have been staying with a friend, and I do feel homeless. Once I get into a secure place, I would love to take your class. Thank you."
Fantastic, Les.
Thank you, Susan.
That's nice to get feedback, isn't it?
Yeah. I love getting the feedback. I do. I love it. So wow, that was so much fun. We cleared a lot of stuff. We downloaded a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, that was good. Did we miss and the meditation? I loved it. That was it was really good. I really liked that. That was really fun. Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to call you soon so that we can do a session together. That was good.
That would be great. Well, you're a great host. It's like a good party, isn't it? Coming to a good party.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
It's about laughing, and I'm just seeing if there's anything else. So how can people work with you more? Obviously, the special offer.
Yeah.
And then of course they can do private sessions with you as well.
Yes. You can by all means grab the special offer. You'll find that that's amazing. You can work with me one-to-one, which is kind of like the best way to work for me in lots of ways, because you get your own personalised attention and so forth. We do that over phone or Skype. So you can just go to my website, and it's www.kimberlylovell.com, and I've got a free gift as well. We can say there's a free gift if you sign up. You get a business, create your dream life, dream business. It's kind of like a little guidebook there. You get lots of all sorts of different goodies and so forth with that. But if you go to the website and look under Work with Kimberly, you'll see there's a little drop down where it says Intuitive Healing and Readings.
Right.
You can read a little bit more about it all. Yeah.
And we will see if we can get Kimberly to come here to Ottawa. For those of you who are listening from Ottawa, I don't see anybody, but right now, anyways, they'll listen on the replay. But yeah, that would be fun. I think that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
So we will talk about that.
Yeah. Or you can come to the UK. Or I'm manifesting right now for sunshine.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
I'm going to be teaching in the south.
I want to come to the UK, but I know it always rains. It's like,
oh.
That's just a story, right?
Great recently. It's been quite good recently, but you know, we've got summer to come. You guys get it really cold. I hate the cold.
Oh yeah, I know, exactly. But Isha also asked me to come down to the UK. She's in Edinburgh, so it's like, that would be fun too. So it's like, we'll have to see.
Yeah. But I came.
Isha, hopefully you're watching because I mentioned you. Or she'll watch later on the replay. Yeah.
Hang on.
I think Europe is calling me.
I'm getting too excited.
I know. Well, you're excited to come here. I'm excited to go there. It's like, I think we'll be doing some traveling. Maybe both of us, but one of us for sure will do some traveling.
Yeah, or we'll meet in the middle and we'll create a sunshine retreat. That's my vision.
Oh, absolutely. I love the sun. Yes. All right. Well, this was so much fun. Do you have any last words for our watchers and listeners? And don't you feel like, you could have done the hangout,
Oh, I know.
Next time.
So I just want to say it's just been a blast. I've loved connecting with you all and love the questions, great questions, and everybody can gain from those, and the people that called in live, fantastic, and on the Google Hangout. Next time I'll be on the Hangout. And I just want to send lots of love, and I just want to give you all a sparkly shower.
Nice. Thank you. And I want to thank you, Kimberly, for being on. I know it's late there. It's evening there for you. It's only afternoon for us. Oh, I think we have one quick question from Carolyn. Yeah, okay. And I haven't talked to Carolyn in a while, so it's like, okay, yay. Hi, Carolyn.
There.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Thanks. How are you?
Oh, I'm going through some changes from your processes. But it's all good, as the kids say. How do you? Oh goodness, how do I put it? How do you get past those old neural pathways that they surfaced? I didn't even really know that they were still there rumbling around, and they surfaced while we were doing the process. Things came up, I guess, that needed to appear to clear.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes we can do a feeling download, which is what I did with the group, with the feeling download, so we know what it feels like too, because we need to have it in our cellular memory that we know what it feels like. Otherwise, we can know it on an intellectual level, but not really actually get it. So sometimes we can do that, and it will clear and it will shift. But we really need to do the belief work. So there may be some beliefs that need to be cleared out. Sometimes we can clear sort of really quickly, you know, like within 30 seconds or something. And sometimes we need to dig. And there may be past life stuff, collective unconscious stuff, ancestral stuff, and all sorts, all tangled up together. So if something hasn't cleared, if something hasn't cleared, but particularly when we're doing it in group, it's difficult because we're not working personally on you. But, you know, then maybe reach out and get some support, because I'd love to help you with that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just that there's more to know. So sometimes we need to know more about it. We need to be more conscious. So where's that from, and what was it about that, and what are the feelings, and then shift those feelings, you know, and then bring the new energy in. Because we always need to replace things. Yeah. And there's this thing with the neurons, that the neurons that fire together, wire together. Yeah, I'm not sure that's, I think that's one of Bruce Lipton's quotes. I'm not sure. I might be misquoting him there. But anyway, yeah. So I was on that video summit the other day with him. He is amazing. So he does a lot of stuff around gene work and you know, particularly with the brain and so forth and the neurons. So you might have you might have an association. Say, for example, you might have an association with money and lack, and so if they're connected, it's like, you know, they're always sort of go together, and you want to like disconnect that. But there'll be beliefs behind that and energy behind it, so that's what needs shifting, yeah? And then that will disconnect those neurons so that they won't fire together.
Because I'm resonating with that energy, and that's why it's there. I got to clear it.
Yes, bless you.
Great, thank you, Carolyn. A great question, because it's true. Sometimes we wonder about that, and it is because there are other little fragments tangled up that we are not aware of that need to be cleared, right?
Yeah, and the good thing is, as soon as we start working with it, those aspects come out and we become aware. And we go, oh, well, it's linked with this, and then I'm getting this memory, and then I'm seeing this, you know? So it all starts to unfold and untangle.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Great. Thank you, Carolyn.
Bless your heart.
And thank you so much. You have a great day.
You too. All right. That was great. Thank you, Carolyn. And that's a great question, too, because sometimes we wonder about that. You know, it's like, okay, well, we just did a clearing thing, and these things are coming up, so what's going on now, right?
Yeah. The unconscious mind is like, once you start connecting in Theta, you're starting to communicate with the unconscious mind. So it will start showing you. It will say, well, hey, it's like this. You know, this is that going on, and there's this going on, and, you know.
Yeah.
And you'll maybe have memories pop up or images. So the thing is, like, when I'm working one-to-one, I can just tune in and I can see what's coming up and clear it and shift it and so forth, or dig with it. But, you know, Theta's a tool that, you know, the more that you learn, obviously there's more to learn. We spent nearly an hour and a half, but, you know, I've crammed in as much as I can. I can't possibly give you it all. But, you know, it's amazing. So check it out.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Thank you so much to all of the questions from the callers and watchers and listeners. I have to say all three things now, right?
Yeah.
And what else? Thank you, everybody, for being with us today. Go back and listen to the replay or watch the replay again so that you can do that meditation again, because I thought that was wonderful. And Kimberly, just a really quick question. If people go back and listen or watch and they do those clearings and downloads, will it help them again or go deeper, maybe?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And also, just to kind of point people back to the website, my website, because there's the video that teaches you to muscle test, if you're not sure about that, and also the questionnaire that you can download on limiting beliefs. You can actually test yourself for certain beliefs, because sometimes you think, you know, everything's okay, or you're not really sure what the beliefs are, but if you've got a list of beliefs, that can be really useful to help you as well when you're doing it on your own.
Absolutely.
So yeah, www.kimberleylovell.com.
Yep, and you can check out the special offer if it resonates with you, and that's at activateyourabundance.com/Kimberly. KIMBERLEY. Right. Fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Kimberly. Have a great evening, rest of your evening. And everyone else, have a great day.
Yeah, lots of love, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. I'm going to do the outro.